Thanks for dropping by at the farm. Today we're going to be replacing the roof cap on my shed. Before we get going, let us define what is a dimensional shingle. The best way to do so is to compare it to standard shingle. A dimensional shingle is half single ply and the other half double. The double ply side of the shingle is randomly cut to resemble a thicker slate or tile roof. On the other hand, a standard shingle is just one ply and has even tongue cuts to make it look more like smooth bricks. As you can imagine, it is much easier to cap a roof with the smooth single ply shingle. We'll show you in this video how to use the dimensional shingle to make a great looking cap on your roof. Now let's get going. The first step is to find out where the shingles came from. To do a visual inspection, I pulled out my drone and flew over all of the buildings. I finally found building missing the caps. It was my shed. The entire roof line had to be recapped. It just so happened that I had spare shingles stored in my barn. I like carrying up full shingles and cutting them on the ridge of the barn. Tools include a shingles, capping nails, cap paw to pull the old nails out, hammer, roof adhesive, a 2x4 for cutting the shingles on, and finally a utility knife with a sharp hook blade. I'd like to take a moment to address the utility knife used. I had two to choose from: a two-piece swivel opening Stanley, here in yellow, and a folding fixed knife blade here in green. Choose the later. The fixed knife firmly holds the blade in place. Cutting shingles takes a lot of force, and the two-piece body yellow knife just doesn't cut it. No pun intended. Step 3 is what we've been waiting for. We first need to remove what remains from the old caps. When removing, I always look for reasons why things failed. In this case, and you can see that the original installers used siding nails with small heads and no glue, and they relied on the heat of the sun to melt the shingles together. We won't be making those two mistakes this time. Step 4 is to cut the dimensional shingle into cap shingles. We do this by cutting the shingle into 3 equal pieces. Here I am, cutting the shingle on top of other shingles. Not a smart move, because the blade can accidentally go into the lower shingles. Place a scrap 2x4 under the shingle you're cutting. This will give you a more stable cutting area. Finally, we're to step 5, our final step in replacing the cap of the roof. Here we will be using an alternating method to install the caps on the roof. We start out by placing the double ply side of the shingle on either side of the ridge. We nail it down with 2 cap nails far enough back so the next shingle will cover the nails. Then we put some glue covering the nails and across the entire shingle about an inch away from the edge. Then we grab the next shingle and place the double ply on the opposite side. The single ply in the middle allows us to bend the shingle down nicely over the ridge. Comparing this method with the single ply shingle. The single ply would only have 2 layers across the ridge, while this method, using dimensional shingles, gives us 3. We continue the alternating cap installation until we get to the end of the ridge. All good things come to an end, and in this case, it is our last cap. We apply a heavy amount of glue on the underside, and we secure the shingle with 4 cap nails. We finish it off with the application of glue covering each of the 4 nail heads. Well, that wraps up another Homeland video. We hope you enjoyed your visit to my farm today. If you liked this video, let us know, and please hit the subscribe button. Once again, thanks for tuning in.